My video for October the 2nd, 2018, video number 2863, is entitled, "We Know Nothing, Nothing as It Really Is." Back in the 60s, there was a sitcom called Hogan's Heroes. Both Colonel Klink and Sergeant Shultz used the phrases, "I see nothing, I hear nothing, I know nothing," or variations claiming ignorance of weird goings-on in that German concentration camp. I used to think I know how things would transpire as humanity would be lifted from the concentration camp called planet Earth and ushered into the long-promised kingdom of heaven. I even thought I knew the approximate timetable, either 2011 or 2012. Obviously, I was wrong. I also thought that I had crossed a major health hurdle after successful completion of my first open heart surgery, a delusion that ended about 10 years later when I had to undergo a second surgery opening my chest yet again. As for the attempt of the banker's wife to steal my home by forcing me to engage in a lawsuit in which I was accused of the very thing she and her husband were actively engaged, namely using undue influence. It took them 10 years, but my home was finally stolen, along with 2 truckloads of personal items. Surviving those hurdles, I still make my daily videos, as you can see. But I have to admit, I know nothing about when or how, or even if humanity will ever see the promises of heaven on earth come to pass. For me, that's the sad reality. For all of us, we know nothing. Nothing. Yes, it was the theft of my home that challenged me more than anything else that I've experienced in this lifetime, because that home was given to me as a gift from Dr. Mary, who saw me as the son she never had. I know I've said that in other videos. And by the way, I'm waiting until, or I have waited until halfway through the afternoon before I'm recording this video. Again, I'm waiting for that person that I invited to come back and make a video with me, and he has not responded after a few days now. I think Saturday morning, I think, was when I invited him, and I'm actually recording this Monday afternoon, so it's only been a couple of days. But in any case, there's been no response there, so I had to come up with another video here, another title, and I have some other things that I'm thinking about, but I haven't solidified any of the things that have been going through my mind until I'm making this video quickly here this afternoon, because I have another meeting to go to tonight. And I'm giving you a lot of extraneous information that doesn't say anything, but just letting you know where I'm at. My heart surgery, as I have said previously, seemed to be successful. I mean, my dad had 4 open heart surgeries in a 7-year period, and 2 other operations to remove scar tissue, plus a prostate operation, if I remember right. So there were 7 operations in the last 7 years of his life, and he had never even been in the hospital prior to all of that medical issues that he had. He had been to doctors, obviously, but not actually hospitalized. He was born at home, as were all of his brothers and sisters. But what I'm trying to get at here is that regardless of what happens to us, regardless of how much we think we know, nothing is real until it happens. That's the reality of human life. There's a lot of people that claim to know what's going on. They claim that it's all in divine order. Well, it seems like it's in demonic disorder to me. The challenges that we all have to face, not just me, but we all have to face severe challenges over which we seemingly have no control. And yet there are those still claiming that we create our own reality. Well, why would we create realities that take everything away from us? Now, have I learned anything from all of this, now living in a small apartment as opposed to a 4-bedroom house, 4-bedroom, 2-bath house with basically a 4-car garage, although it was only 2 bays, but there was another bay that could fit 2 cars. It was an elongated bay that could fit 2 cars of the size of my car. In any case, folks, there was a lot of loss and a lot of disappointment. And I'm still struggling with Donald Trump and the people that are claiming that the RV is imminent. I've been hearing that for over 2 years. It hasn't happened. Is there going to be a turnaround? Is there going to be an adjustment made on Earth so that the people of Earth can experience truth, can finally learn what it means to actually love and not just use one another? I know people in relationships, and I've experienced some of it myself, where it seems like people are only being used rather than actually being loved. What is love? I mean, I have to ask myself that, because if God is love and God has allowed this, that's not very loving. I'm sorry, but that's not very loving. It's not very loving of a God to make promises. At least I believed he made promises and not keep them. He's not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. That's what it says in the Bible. Now, I met a lady today as I was shopping, and she used to sit by me, if I'm not mistaken, in the Methodist Church when I was going there with the Reverend Pope, Thomas Pope. And she wondered where I had been. She hadn't seen me for some years, and of course didn't know about my second open heart surgery. But in any case, I told her that basically now I only go to the Hindu services and the metaphysician circle. Those are the only 2 groups that I attend regularly on a spiritual level. And I attend those because they are more open and willing to discuss different ideas, although ironically, I used to be a speaker at the one place. Well, I've been a speaker at both of them, and they're not asking me to speak anymore. But you've already spoken this year, was the reply I got at one point. But other people have spoken 2-3 times so far this year. So that's not a valid excuse. But again, people don't want to hear me bringing about and bringing up topics that challenge what we want to hear. We want to hear good tidings. Well, I don't have good tidings to share. I wish I did. I wish I could give everyone what we want to have: truth and justice, and that we could be put back on a path where we could actually take down the walls and establish bridges of communication that would enable us to understand each other, where we're coming from, why we feel the way we do. I'm explaining to you why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, because of loss after loss, because of challenge after challenge and unanswered prayer. That's the big thing. Answering prayer is the most important thing to me. And if God can't answer our prayers, then God is not telling us the truth. We've been deceived. Now, people say, but it's not going to happen on this earth. We've got to go somewhere else. That's BS. I don't buy that, and I don't want to ever come back to this planet again if it's not fixed once I die. Anyway, folks, I do appreciate those of you that take time to listen. I appreciate your comments, and thank you. And keep sharing if you feel the questions that I'm asking are worth sharing. Thanks.